Evening VC, Dave here. So, Chris down in south of Kakalaki has started a vinyl tag of the Jazz Varietà for 2021. So I've got a list of questions. It's a damn long list, like Andrew's lists are. So I've got records here for every question. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them, hopefully, but yeah. First jazz album I bought would be this, the Eric Dolphy Quintet featuring Freddie Hubbard, Outward Bound. And I bought this CD from Amoeba out in Hollywood, the old location, about 5 years ago. I had a friend, I heard some jazz and got in touch with him and needed his expertise, and was like, give me some records, and he gave me a list of 30, a few songs to check out. And so the reason I was drawn to this was, first, it's Eric Dolphy, who's a god, Freddie Hubbard, and it also has the song Green Dolphin Street. So I was like, yeah, this is going to be up my street. So I ordered this, and love this record. And I ended up finding the record at Repo, OJC copy, and it's under $10. You could get these cheap just 5 years ago, and now they're you can't get them that cheap anymore. Great record. All right. Record I own on Blue Note. I think you'll like this one, Chris. This is an original Anthony Williams Lifetime mono copy, Blue Note 4180. And the thing that's special about this is also a DJ stamped copy. So it's a promo. Belonged to WCFL, which, if I recall, is a radio station in Milwaukee. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, fantastic avant-garde record. Phenomenal lineup with Sam Rivers on tenor, Bobby Hutcherson on vibes and marimba, Herbie Hancock piano, Richard Davis bass, Gary Peacock on bass, who we lost last year during COVID. Of course, Tony Williams. I think I got this from Carolina Soul. And it is in the beautiful New York 33 1/3 microgroove labels. So this is a real big one in my Blue Note collection. Yeah, Ron Carter's on this too. Doesn't have him listed on the back, has a list on the front. Great stuff. All right, show a record I own on Prestige. I thought of this one, Azar Lawrence, Bridge into the New Age. I got this from Tom Minko, the Polish Mafia. I think this was recorded in '74. And also released in '74. Beautiful artwork, some great players. Tume's on here on percussion. Yeah, this is a white label promo on this Prestige label from '74. And yeah, Azar plays soprano and tenor, beautiful tone. This is great stuff. Julian Priester on trombone, Joe Bonner on piano. Great record. All right, record I own on Impulse. And this one came right to mind. Max Roach and his chorus and orchestra, It's Time. This is an original stereo copy. This was Scott at Lunchbox's personal copy. He got it from a guy that worked at a radio station. And this is also a white label promo. And Scott was playing this in the store, and it was around Christmas time, and it just was definitely hit that mood. And I asked him about it, and he ended up selling it to me. It's like, yeah, I played this 5 times today. I'm good on it. You can buy it from me. And gave me a sick deal on it. So, yeah, Max Roach, phenomenal drummer. Just anytime I think of Christmas now, I think of that record. It has that total vibe with the orchestra. All right, record I own on Riverside. That's Wes Montgomery's first record, Moving Along. His first record is a leader. Stereo copy here. James Clay on flute really stands out in this. And he's a player you don't hear much about. Victor Feldman on piano, Sam Jones bass, Louis Hayes on the drums. This one I really dig Wes is playing on, and then there's not many records after this that I care for when it comes to Wes Montgomery. I don't know why. Like guitar, whatever. I don't like that record. I don't know. I just can't get into it. His later stuff, all the orchestrated stuff, can't do it. But this one, this is killer. I dig this one. On Riverside. All right. Record I own on Contemporary. Seen The Cry a bunch. I have that, but I also have this. Prince Lasha and Sonny Simmons, Firebirds on Contemporary. Found this at Record Archive in Rochester. It was just sitting in the bins, not on the wall for some reason. At a wall price. But I'll show you the Contemporary label. This is the beautiful green Contemporary label. And yeah, early, free, great stuff. Bobby Hutcherson's on vibes, Buster Williams on bass. Anything he's on is killer. Charles Moffett on the drums. Yeah. Prince Lasha on alto sax, flute, alto clarinet. Sonny Simmons on the alto sax and English horn. Play off each other brilliantly on this. Not an easy one to find anymore. All right, next question. Record I own on a subsidiary or small label. I'd like to feature this label, 577 Records out of Brooklyn. If you want to know what's up right now in the scene, this is where you can go. A lot of great musicians, Daniel Carter, for example. At this record, Sabir Mateen, Survival Situation. It's got Federico Yugi on the drums. You see his name, it's worth picking up. He's a badass drummer. And you've got Patrick Holmes on clarinet here. Don't have a lot of records with clarinet, and this is a good one. Sabir Mateen is just brilliant. Multi-instrumentalist. Plays a variety of instruments here, clarinet, flute, sax. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff in the car, his duet records with Sonny Murray, for example, and Hamid Drake. Just a phenomenal free jazz player. Yeah, 577 Records. This is from 2020. These are cheap records. These are like $15 to $18 all day. Recommend. Record that you have that not many know about. Everything's been shown in the VC. I'll talk about this musician because I don't see his record shown very often, but the guys in Sweden sure know about him, and probably Mr. Kibler does. But Jan Johansson, great pianist from Sweden. This record is Inner Trio on the Megaphon label, original. George Rydell on bass, Eagle Johansson on the drums. One of my favorite trio records. This is phenomenal stuff. And I found, I think 4 of his records, one at Repo of all places, and then all the other 3 at Euclid in St. Louis. Someone must have had a collection. Yeah, I love this cover too. Just phenomenal photo. Jan Johansson, great pianist. not many talk about. All right. Favorite jazz record from 2020? I would say the Virtual Shadow Ensemble, Keep Your Distance, from New Zealand. James Buttery turned me onto this. There's a lot of different things going on in this record. There's parts that sound like, that Australian band. I'm trying to think of Hiatus Coyote. Reminds me of them somewhat. There's jazz elements for sure here. There's spoken word. There's a lot going on in this record, and it was recorded virtually. The musicians all separate, during the lockdown there in New Zealand, which was very strict at the time. And this is just a masterpiece that was put together, considering the circumstances, and just a large group, a lot of different instruments. You've got trombone, flutes, electric piano, percussion. You got poetry from two individuals here, three. Synthesizers, alto and soprano sax. There's a lot going on. It's phenomenal. One of the best records that came out last year, and I got it from Bandcamp, and I expected it to take months to arrive. It took no time at all. They used like Pitney Bowes, like super professional airmail, like holy shit, came perfect shape. Highly recommend checking them out. Virtual Shadow Ensemble. I think they have repressed this. This is a first pressing. But yeah, order with confidence. Let's see. Favorite record and artist discography. This is my favorite Ornette Coleman record. It's Ornette Live at Prince Street, Friends and Neighbors on the Flying Dutchman label. And it's just a phenomenal lineup, and this album just hits in all the right places for me. Ornette on alto, trumpet and violin, Charlie Hayden on bass, Dewey Redman tenor, Ed Blackwell drums. This is just phenomenal stuff. I'll show you this label, Flying Dutchman. I don't have a lot on Flying Dutchman. This is their white label. I don't believe a promo though. Found this at Lunchbox for cheap. All right, but my favorite Ornette. Favorite record I bought in a brick and mortar. That'd be this record. The first time I went to Carolina Soul up in Durham. This would be the Pharoah Sanders Quintet. This was on the wall. This is original on ESP disc, number 1003. Early Pharoah. Here we got some players I don't even recognize. Jane Getz on piano, William Bennett bass, Marvin Patillo percussion, Stan Foster on trumpet. So very early stuff from Pharoah. This is a phenomenal record. And this belonged to a Duke professor, was the story. Last name Kalo, current professor there at Duke. I think in the arts area, and it's a woman, and that is fucking badass. And the story was she brought in probably the rarest free jazz collection they had ever seen, and they deal in a lot of free jazz. And there were two pieces left, this and I forget the other record I got, but the Japanese had been there that morning and wiped out the rest of the collection in cash. Or I don't know what else I would have been able to grab, but getting this off the wall, I was already stoked. But yeah, if I would have been there an hour earlier. All right. Next question. Record you bought online. All right. that'd be this record recently, the GL Unit Orangutan. I bought this in seller in Germany online. It took quite a long time to get here. Months and months and months and months and months and months and months. But it finally arrived. It's a large ensemble from Sweden. Brilliant free jazz record on the Odeon label. It was only ever pressed once. There's a couple people in the VC that have this. I think Mark Rapp's got a copy. But fairly rare. And outstanding record that I bought on the Cogs. Record a friend found for me. My friend Joe was down in Atlanta and snuck into Criminal Records while he was there. And he sent me some pictures of stuff that they had and said, is there anything I need to pick up for you? And he took a picture of this and I said, grab it. That's a Clifford Brown ensemble featuring Zoot Sims. It's an original 10-inch on Pacific Jazz, I believe. Yeah. Mid-50s, like maybe 1954, but it's still got the original $1.60 price tag on it. This is extremely difficult to find, and I'm a Clifford Brown nut, so this was huge for him to grab for me. And I remember telling him about it after I got it, and he's like, oh, I should have kept that for myself. I was like, yeah, you should have, but you didn't. But the arrangements are by Jack Montrose. There's some great playing here from Zoot Sims and Clifford Brown. Yeah, Dahoud is on this. Love that song. I love when he plays that later on with Max Roach too. But Shelly Mann's on the drums on this. He's a badass man. 10-inch there. All right, a jazz box set. I don't have many. I only have two. So here's one of them. This was the Record Store Day release. Lost recordings, basically. Thelonious Monk. Les Liaisons Dangereuses, 1960. I don't know how to say that very well. Got a frog in my throat. Anyway, Charlie Rouse on tenor, Barney Willen tenor, Thelonious Monk, of course, on piano, Sam Jones on the double bass, and Art Taylor on drums. There's moments on here where you can hear them working through the songs, learning the songs. Unbelievable to have anything like that. I mean, this is like, going in a garage and finding, the old reel-to-reels or something from the recording session. Insane. Or finding the acetates or something. I mean, I love this box set. I love that whole aesthetic about it, and the playing is brilliant. I'm not sure how many were done. Mine's number 4136, so maybe about 6,000 were made or something like that. But I didn't stand in line that day, that Record Store Day. I refused to go, and I went the next day like I normally do to see what's marked down, what's left over. And I told Scott, yeah, I probably would have picked this up. And then, so he took note of it, and he got some more in later somehow and called me up, said, hey, I got a copy. Went down and picked it up, and it was he still took like $10 off what it was going for on Record Store Day. So that was a good deal. All right, jazz 10-inch or 7-inch. I'll show one of each. So another Clifford Brown 10-inch. This is Clifford Brown with Max Roach on Emersy. And found this at Repo for $3. It's not in the best of shape, but yeah, there's a 12-inch version of this, but this is the original 10-inch version. George Morrow bass, Harold Land on tenor, underrated player from the West Coast. Richie Powell on piano. Again, Dahoud's on here. Love that track. This is killer 10-inch. Clifford Brown's a machine. trumpet. And then a 7-inch, I've got Yusef Lateef Quintet, Sister Mamie, part 1 and 2, a promo on Impulse. Not something you see every day. Found this at Permanent in Los Angeles. One of their deals they do on Instaturd. Yeah, it's a love the bass. It's a live performance from Live at Peps. And the bass on here is just sick. Some of the most killer bass I've ever heard on a jazz track right here. It's a great little 7. All right. Most recent jazz score. That'd be this. The J-Jazz Deep Modern Jazz from Japan, Volume 3 on Barely Breaking Even. I've got the first 2 volumes, so I had to pick up Volume 3 before the prices went to 3 figures. Because flippers are going to flip. Assholes are going to be assholes. So I had to pick it up. These are phenomenal comps of tracks from albums that are extremely difficult to ever get your hands on from Japan. Unless you're Mark Rapp in Vancouver, then you have them all. But yeah, I don't know any of these groups at all. Looking forward to spinning this. Just pick this up. This is going to be killer. The only problem is you start looking at the records from these groups and going, oh yeah, maybe I can get one. No, you can't. All right. Jazz record I hope to find in 2021 is the same jazz record I've been hoping to find for 5 years. I finally got a CD, a proper reissue here of Milford Graves and Don Pullen at Yale University. The ultimate holy grail, if we're going to use those words, that it would be for me, is this record. And here's the cover you normally see right here, but there's an art cover as well. That's one of these here in the middle that I'd love to find. The artwork was done by Milford Graves. So, fantastic free jazz. Yeah, I think Tom Minko's got a copy that I've seen. I know Roz has got a copy. Roz Moshe Burnett, he's a sax player in New York. He's got a copy. And I know John Kiefer's got a copy of this. Probably Mark's got a copy too. But those are the only people I've ever seen with it. But there ain't that many more copies in existence. So, still would like to find it. It'll cost, I'll have to sell my car to get it, but that's okay. Jazz record I'd like to upgrade. I think I have a couple here. Here's one for sure. The Clifford Brown Memorial album. So this is the second pressing of this. The first pressing has the green strip on the bottom. This has the white. Now I paid $37.77 for this, so $37 at 77 cents from Memphis Vinyl Gym. This record is destroyed. It's almost unlistenable. Pops and clicks. I mean, it's Clifford Brown, so it powers through, but it don't. I've had it professionally cleaned. It didn't help much. This record's been through the ringer. I'd love to get another one of these, or I don't really want the Tone Poet or whatever that was that they put out. I'd rather have a older copy. But yeah, that'd be one I want to upgrade for sure. I mean, but I paid pennies for it basically for what it goes for, so I can't complain. It's a nice historical piece in my collection. And then this record too, I got this from trumpet player Omar Kabir. He's in Germany now. He's played with some groups in New York and all over. This had belonged to him. That's Sunron is Solar Orchestra, Secrets of the Sun on El Saturn. And it's this label here. And the cover's absolutely beat to shreds. Still very presentable, but still, I'd like to find a first press in a little bit better condition. I know that's wishful thinking because these are extremely rare, but this was, you know, I got this from him for an amazing price. He was selling some records, and yeah, shipped it from Germany to me. Beautiful early Sun Ra here, but needs an upgrade. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Free jazz record. I've got like 400 or 500 of them. Which one do you want to see? We'll show you this one. Teramaso Hino's Journey to Air. It's a Japanese pressing. I think I found this at Dusty Groove. Not a first press, but an early press. It's just 2 side-long pieces. This is the free jazz that's even difficult for me to digest. This is out there stuff, but yeah, Steve Grossman's on here, Madahiko Hino on the drums, Dave Liebman's here, some great players. Teramaso Hino's one of my favorite trumpet players on the planet, so in history. Yeah, Hino's Journey to Air. All right, and a Desert Island album would no doubt be this. Probably my favorite jazz record ever. It's up there in the conversation. That's Hal Galper. Now Hear This. It just has players who are probably my favorite on the instrument. Period, across the board. So Hal Galper's my favorite on the keys. Teramaso Hino is one of my favorites on trumpet. Cecil McBee bass, and Tony Williams drums. And this Tony Williams is just a sick individual on this. On Now Hear This, just the opening cut, unbelievable. This is definitely a Desert Island disc. This is the inner city copy. So an original U.S. My friend found in Wilmington an original German, which I'd love to get from him. Maybe I'll trade that Clifford Brown for it or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's my Desert Island. That's Jazz Vinyl Tag. Peace.